I have a lot of thoughts on the latest Nintendo Direct, and most of it stems down to an issue that I have brought up quite a fair bit on this channel, but it's an issue that continues to ruin big events like this. Leak culture. It ruins the joy of thousands, if not millions of people when it comes to events like Nintendo Direct, and the flow-on effects with discussions afterwards. The Direct itself, I think, was a bit of a mixed bag. Like, you know, if you're expecting all the heavy hitters like a 3D Mario game, Smash Bros. 6, a new Splatoon 4, not Splatoon Raiders, because people don't want that one. A new Zelda game, a new Kirby game, all the first-party entries of Nintendo's IP, then of course you're going to be disappointed. I see this Direct as Nintendo essentially needing to prove itself to the third parties and showing that this console can play with the heavy hitters. But also, we got that kind of at the expense of the first-party offerings. We got games like Stellar Blade, Dragon's Dogma 2, a Final Fantasy HD 2D game, and the Kingdom Hearts trilogy, along with Kingdom Hearts 4 coming to Switch 2. That's unbelievable. We also got a One Piece cooking game, so for me personally, that's sick. That's amazing. There were tons of other games announced as well, so if you're looking for a recap of all the games announced here, sorry, this is not the video for this. Now, first party wise, yes, it was a little bit bare, but what do you expect after one of the craziest years of a console's launch in history, where we saw unfathomable release schedules? Like, just have a look at this. That's all in a year. I'm very happy with the first party offerings that we've already had, and we knew a lot of games coming into this anyway. We got Pocopia DLC, both free and paid, a Mario Bros 40th anniversary Donkey Kong Bonanza event for those who have the DLC, an entire DK challenge event spanning its online games on Nintendo Switch Online, Switch Sports Resort. All the Xenoblade games get a Switch 2 edition, as well as a new Xenoblade game coming in 2027. And the big one, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is being remade for a release this year, but with no gameplay shown, because I personally believe there will be a Zelda Direct where they're going to just lift the lid, 40th anniversary, Zelda party, keep the hype maintained, keep the lid on. And then the games we already knew about, we got Rhythm Heaven, Star Fox, Splatoon Raiders, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, the Duskbloods, and yeah, the Nintendo Direct claimed to show us the games that were coming in 2026 and a little bit in 2027. They did their job, and that's it. Nothing more. I don't think it was bad at all. I think there were some cool games that I personally would like to play, but also there were a lot that didn't excite me, but I think that's normal for a Nintendo Direct. I would have loved to see some DLC for Mario Kart World, but I also know that Nintendo love to play the long game with their system sellers. We may not see it this year, we may not see it even next year. Again, I think the Direct did its job and nothing more. But there is one glaring issue that tempered my expectations even before the Direct aired. A new Switch sports game was leaked back in March, as well as the remake for Ocarina of Time, as well as the date for the Direct itself. If you watch any type of Nintendo content online, you'll find that it is impossible to avoid this. Discussing leaks is incentivized. Nintendo hold their cards very close to their chest, and when someone defies that with information that shouldn't be known to the public, of course it's going to be popular. In this world of algorithms just forcing content on you, you cannot avoid it, especially for someone like me who works in these circles. Everyone wants to know what's coming, whether that information is obtained legally or not, and when they jump on the bait, it ruins the surprise, it ruins the whimsy, and it ruins the intent of how the original creator wanted to show it off. Ocarina of Time is regarded as one of the greatest games of all time. Imagine the chaos, imagine the insanity if that reveal was not leaked months in advance. the internet would have gone ballistic. We were robbed of that moment. We are never going to get that moment because one person decided to hijack that moment to prove his track record and get his 15 minutes of fame. It ruined the moment for millions of people, and it's unbelievably selfish. The conversation online now isn't even about the remake itself. It's that Nintendo didn't show enough of the remake because, in a sense, everyone already knew what was coming. We as gamers have it so good. We get games handed to us on a silver platter, but that's not enough for us. We need to know everything, and we need to know it now, and when that happens, it ruins it for everyone. We watch YouTubers who endlessly discuss stuff that shouldn't be public knowledge to begin with. And they build up these events with exceedingly high expectations, and when the event happens, you'll find that they are almost the most miserable and insufferable people on the internet, because they expected more than they already knew when they shouldn't have known that to begin with. And then they wonder why people are becoming less satisfied, less sociable, and more angry on the internet when things don't go their way. They're part of the problem. This direct reminds me of the Switch 2 launch direct last year. I think that was one of my favorite directs of all time, and it's not because of the game shown, it's not because of a new console launch or anything, it's because no one knew anything. In the initial build-up, everyone was speculating like crazy, and that's amazing. And the great thing was, no one knew if they were correct until the direct aired. We don't have that anymore. We don't have speculation. We wait for one person to leak some events, and then we laugh at them if they're wrong, and if they're correct, we go, oh wow, you did it, you're correct. Thanks a lot. Like, it's not just leak culture, alright? Like, us as Nintendo creators, we need to do better. And I say that pointing the finger at myself to begin with. I will happily be the first person to raise my hand and say, sometimes I get things wrong. One thing that comes to mind is last year I made a video about the September Nintendo Direct, and quite frankly, looking back on it, I think it stinks. I wasn't happy about some of the games that were unveiled, but I didn't bother to go play the games myself before I formed an opinion on it. And honestly, if I swayed you guys in any way or capacity in that video, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. In that day, getting a video out was more important than the facts that were in that video. That's my mistake, and I'll own that. But now I know that it's my job to be accountable to you guys, and if I'm doing anything that robs you guys of potential joy and whimsy when it comes to Nintendo Direct announcements, say if you get your favorite game announced for a Nintendo Direct and I poop all over it, or if I leak it before it's announced, then I've done you guys a disservice. If you're a creator watching this, then I dare you to look at yourself. Are you delivering content to your audience that robs them of their joy? Are you selling them short with leaks that ruin the excitement for everyone when they're officially revealed? Are you taking them for a ride with your unrealistic expectations and then blaming Nintendo when it ends in disappointment for you? Because if so, you can do better. Nintendo has a leak problem. The magic and excitement of Nintendo games being announced is one of its strongest assets in the gaming community. They should not have that information hijacked by someone wanting their 15 seconds of fame at the expense of everyone else. They have had events locked down properly before, and I'm very frustrated to see that that has eroded. The sooner they fix it, the better it will be for everyone. Happy Nintendo Day.